With the conclusion of the 33rd Olympic Games in Paris, France, it's very obvious for those that have eyes to see what has taken place. Of course, the agenda is being pushed, and the truth in plain sight I'm going to get into with the whole flat earth topic. But first, let's get back to this first image with this media source Wyon, and this is what it's all about, the one-eyed God, the one-eye symbolism with these media sources. Also, as you see here, with this one female with the Olympic Games, you see the 666 hand sign in plain sight. For the public, this means A-OK. For the occultic side, this is the 666 hand sign. Just take a look around, and what do you see here? iVisa, just like the iPhone. It's all about the one-eyed God, Lucifer, Polaris, as I pointed out many times in the past. And of course, on the iPhone itself, you have the apple with the bite out of it, representing the Garden of Eden. All these occultic signs in plain sight. People in society don't have a clue. And that gets to the ceremony itself, the closing ceremony with the Golden Voyager, as you see here, descending down, as you see here, from the top of the stadium itself. And definitely ritualistic with what we see here taking place. A little bit of a close-up here as this individual, the Golden Voyager, once again, basically Lucifer, descends down to Earth. And take a look at what you see here in plain sight. Again, more symbolism with the portal, as you see here, and again, the Golden Voyager. And this is a topic I covered in the past with demons being interdimensional beings, just like you see here depicted with this old Apple computer video game, Ultima 2. What do you see here? This one individual entering a portal and finding a demon. And interestingly enough, when it comes to, again, Apple computer with Steve Jobs, and the first Apple computer being $666.66. And the concept of bite into an apple, computer bites, just like I mentioned earlier, with the iPhone and the bite of the apple representing the Garden of Eden. And this is definitely an aspect where they put the truth in plain sight in the entertainment realm. And as you see, of course, with the Olympics. And just like with the video game showing the portal, they put the truth in plain sight when it comes to video games, as you see here with Discworld. And what do you see here? The dome world we live in, right in plain sight. The flat earth within the dome. And before we continue on, a very important aspect of this channel is signs and symbols and understanding them. And that gets into this quote by very famous Freemason, Manly P. Hall. When the human race learns to read the language of symbolism, a great veil will fall from the eyes of men. And that gets back to this PlayStation video game cover and the PlayStation logo itself. People have seen this worldwide and have no idea what they're looking at. They think it's just a P and an S. What you're looking at here is a serpent's head and the coils of the snake, just like you see here with this king cobra. That's what you're looking at. This world is run by Satanic Masons, and they put their signs and symbols everywhere in plain sight. And that gets back to the Olympics itself and the topic of flat earth. Obviously, like I showed earlier, this is definitely the flat earth model in plain sight for all to see. And again, people have no idea what they're looking at. Obviously, these are all the continents. This is the Antarctic Circle, the Antarctic edge, with all these individuals holding flags for all the nations, just like you see here with the false image of the ball of earth with supposedly Antarctica on the very bottom. Obviously, with the Antarctica Treaty, this is not reality. Take a look here, truth in plain sight in Antarctica, with the flags again showing. And what do you have here? The dome symbolism in plain sight. Just like I showed earlier with the opening ceremony, and you have the individuals, as you see here, underneath God's dome or the firmament. Truth in plain sight once again. And for those that might say this is just some coincidence when it comes to the flat earth dome, take a look here from 2018 from the Olympic Games from South Korea, the opening ceremony depicting God's firmament with the stars secure within. Obviously, they love to put the truth in plain sight, just like you see here with this one movie production company called Inner Space, with the firmament and the star. And we also, of course, know about YouTube with the citation under all flat earth videos, stating how the flat earth is obsolete, an outdated cosmology of the earth. And take a look at Google Earth Days. Obviously, Google and YouTube, one of the same, showing depictions of the flat earth with the dome in plain sight. Now, getting back to movies, the topic of movies and the truth in plain sight, when it comes to God's created firmament, the flat earth underneath. And take a look here from the 1983 TV series V for Visitors, Aliens from Outer Space, and the Supreme Leader Diana hovering over the firmament with the fixed stars. You see the sun and the moon making its circular path, the four corners, the truth in plain sight. And they loved the duality aspect. Science fiction, all about aliens, deep space, other planets. And they're showing God's created flat earth in plain sight. There's many examples going back in time to the late 70s with Battlestar Galactica in this one poster. Take a close look. The biblical truth, the flat earth firmament, God's created firmament above us all. Just like I showed here with, again, V for Visitors, how people cannot make the connection, how they put the truth in plain sight is beyond me. Basically the same exact concept of hovering over the dome. And that gets into Logan's Run, another very famous science fiction type movie. And take a look here, close up, where these people live within a dome. They live in a dome world. I've covered this in the past. There's many aspects. You see here the hand with the mark on it. There's many aspects of this movie as well. They always put the truth in plain sight in the duality form. Just like this one movie based on aliens. This person being abducted. Fire in the Sky from the early 90s. And what do you see here in the corner? Again, the biblical flat earth dome in plain sight. Again, this movie is all about outer space, aliens, and so forth. So again, they mix truth with lies within the entire concept of deep space when there is no deep space. They're showing us, I can't stress it enough, how they're putting the truth in plain sight. This is duality at work. And that gets into a very famous movie producer, director, and writer, George Lucas, who once asked, why is the public so stupid? Of course, the creator of the Star Wars series. And just take a look at the logo. Again, signs and symbols. That's what they're all about. The flat earth truth in plain sight with the dome, the sun, and the moon limited under the dome, and Lucasfilm. Just take a look here and compare to Lucifer with the dome, and Polaris, the North Star, and Lucifer intertwined, one of the same. And Lucasfilm, Lucas, the etymology of Lucas is light bringer. So Lucifer, the light bearer, the light bringer in Lucas, and Lucasfilm just so happens to be 33. And take a look here at R2-D2 beneath the dome. Again, truth in plain sight with the dome symbolism. And so I covered all these science fiction movies, TV shows, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars. Now let's take a look here at Star Trek and the series Picard. Take a look here at the very opening sequence for the TV series. At the very start, they show the sky and the firmament cracking and a piece of the firmament falling to the ground. This is mocking God's creation. The firmament cannot be cracked, and they're showing it being cracked. They want to crack that glass ceiling, like I showed before with the Olympics, going back to 2012 in London. And just take a listen to the dialogue with millions upon millions of people watching on. They're mocking God's firmament, God's created flat earth with the dome above. Take a listen.
Rambo, the time has come. Break that glass ceiling and set us all free.
So Miranda symbolically there breaking the glass ceiling.
And it may be hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling right now. I know we have still not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might think right now.
Absolutely nothing is hidden in this world. They put the truth in plain sight for all to see, but very few can accept the truth.
John chapter 9, verse 25. Whereas once I was blind, now I can see. Now I can see. Now I can see.